join us on a very foggy early morning. We've had a week of northeasterlies, so we've got quite a swell coming in, but the wind today is looking basically 2 or 3 miles an hour, and it can't quite make up its direction, so shouldn't really affect us at all. You got myself and Gav on board, and we've come out for a bit of a morning session, and we're going to try and hit some hounds. Maybe last of the codling possibly could be around, but it is mega foggy, and we're out here nice and early. We've got 2 other boats around us, but we had to come out incredibly carefully and incredibly slowly. This is probably the best visibility we've had. It got down to about 10, 15, 20 meters at one point, so just about 7 or 8 knots, just plodding on out and keeping it safe. All our lights on. So we're gonna get some baits out and see what we can wangle up. Oh yeah, first cast for Gav. We've got bites on all the rods that are out, little baby. Nice one, mate.
Pretty little fish. But... Oh, edge rod just slammed over. He's into
a little bit of hermit.
It's on the hermit?
I say a little bit of hermit. It's on a 40 you're going as well.
Look at that, another bite on this rod. I'll get that in a minute.
Swimming up tide, little hound.
Hey! Oh, that's taking the line, that one.
Go on in.
Hey, right, get your fish in. He'll be hooked. He'll get on a circle. He'll be fine.
Nice little fish. Only small, but hopefully the big boys will come.
Girls.
A bit later.
Big girls.
Yeah,
big girls.
This one's off. She's a bender. On a little bit of fresh peeler.
That's the one that you want for that.
Slightly better one for Gav there. Bit of a bigger stamp of fish.
Yeah.
And that's a female.
They're the ones that we progressively want. Slightly better, the ones that take your line.
Well, there's a couple more boats joining us now. We've got Joe over there and a warrior there. And I think that's Kev on Lady B. And at last, that sun is burning through, which means visibility is so much better.
So like you said, everyone else storm out and go, what was the problem?
So we came out,
so slow?
we headed out about half an hour ago, about 8-9 knots, just pootling out because we didn't have any visibility at all. Everyone's going to think we're mad, because visibility now is spot on.
What, 0?
Well, it's about half a mile now, I reckon. Maybe slightly further. Well, the crabs are absolutely killing it at the moment. I only just managed to get my second rod out, just because it's been so hectic on the first one. And this is sort of the example of the fish that's coming in. Beautifully modelled by Gav.
They're lovely. They're lovely.
Lovely little things, really, but ideally we'll get the slightly bigger ones come through in the season.
Please let me get your bum.
And we've still got a bit of a swell coming on out here. It's not flat calm despite the wind, which sort of had as expected really with the weather we've had in the last week or so. But you can't grumble when it's like this, really. These summertime species give such good sport.
Lucky, aren't we, or not?
The water temperature's up to about 10.5 degrees now, so I think it's probably safe to say the cod have gone, but the bass are moving in, which is the other chance we've got out here with crab on. So there's always a chance. But what are we on now? 10 hounds in about 10 hounds in about 40 minutes. But they're tiny little things, but good fun nonetheless. Good little bit of sport. I think it's only another little one, but a bit of a rod bender. A little bit of a fight, a lot more fight than a dogfish. But really, they are similar sizes. Just a lot more aggressive. And they absolutely love crab. Really nice stereo actually. Really pretty fish. It's very, again, it's like a ray eye, very lizard-like. Lovely. And through the water as well. Big bite on Gav's rod
Yeah,
there.
I can just about hear you, mate. When they go through the boat, we're now in the harbour.
Someone's going through the harbour. Gav's rod's bending over.
That's lovely over there. I'll speak to you later, King. Have a set.
There you go. Nice one. I just lost a slightly bigger one. Just felt it thrash off.
Like they're not hooking themselves.
No, they're not, because the water's not moving very fast at all. So they're not massively on the feed. You sort of find that when the water runs harder, they feed harder and take the bait, but at the moment, it is just finicky little bites.
We're able to pick out it.
Yeah, sit there, have a little pick round, see what there is.
Again, but
Yeah, slightly better one, isn't it?
not massive. Well, actually, I'll tell you why.
Yes, we'll get the net for that.
That's a real nice one, actually. It's a female.
There she goes.
How clear
That is lovely clear water, isn't it?
There you go, she's yours. That's a better fish. Come here, girl.
There you go. That's
Yeah,
a
that's
nice
a
one for
better
that.
Better fish.
Good fish, that, mate.
Like another one of the things, I read about these a lot. You know, it's saying about supporting their bellies as much as you can, not to let them hang.
They're normally supported by water, aren't they,
Yeah,
rather than
they're
air?
a lot
So
more delicate fish than people think, I thought as well. But how clear that water is.
this one feels better, eh?
Ed's rod just slammed right over. And he's now into a bit of a better fish, I reckon.
Feels a bit better.
Feels a bit
And
better.
it's fighting a bit better. Yeah, it goes.
Yeah, bending that old rod.
The old Sunset's got a bend in it.
You've done there, mate.
He's got excited.
That made it feel a bit I mean, it is a one, but you've
Oh no. He's got disaster written all over
I'm
it.
putting the net down now. Oh, what have you done?
The camera out. 1, 2. There's Jason on that one. Paul on that one. Boys on real therapy out there. They must have had a lay-in this morning, I reckon. Cracking
I don't know if
bite
it's
there
as
from
hard as-
Gav.
I don't think it's a easy thing.
But that is slack water, though, isn't it?
That's
So
what the tape was a bit more stronger, yeah.
it's just picked it up and gone.
It's done what it wanted to do.
And it's gone
It's
from
not a
that
big
side of the
bird,
boat
unless it's
to
gone
that side of the boat.
docile.
And if it's managed to go right underneath the whole boat and not pick up any lines, I'll be
You
amazed.
don't want to get on camera?
Well, somehow Gav has managed to get this one up.
Under all
miss,
4 rods?
miss all 4 rods, not clear any of them out, and get the fish in. Well done, mate.
He stormed off, didn't he?
Got there is one of the tiny little baby dogfish, and it's not even hooked.
They normally just hang onto your squid.
Oh no, it is just hooked. Tiny little dogfish pup. It's come in, it's taken end of the hermit, hasn't even taken the hook. Yeah, for a tiny little fish, gorgeous little thing. Looks like a little leopard. Well, we've hit slack water and the fishing slowed right down. We just had a little couple of dogfish and that sort of thing, but nothing. Hounds have stopped feeding when the water stops moving because the feed stops getting churned up on the bottom. But it would appear the world and his mother are out here at the moment.
We had the same idea, didn't
I think we're counting up about 15 boats. So it's not far off what it was like down at the tripod the other day with about 25 boats. And there's still more coming out that we can see in the distance. They're now coming in backwards.
Oh, you're not doing a backwards fish again, are you? Oh, that's a hound. Because it was going to run upside. Beautiful clear water we have. That is, honestly, that water's lovely.
Yeah, baby!
Who's that?
All right, mate. Hounds are just starting to feed again. Nice little smoothie. Just as the water starts moving again, they start feeding. Bring it away. I'll go like an absolute bullet. It's a good foot and a half of clear water there.
You're not ghosts.
Not, and that is clear for this coast.
It is. It's not brown,
No.
at least for the first foot.
Well, the tide has turned. We've now got fish in the ebb, and what we're finding today is the fish are really, really finicky. They're just when we're baiting the crab up, they're taking it. We're then striking, bringing it in a couple of winds, and then they're either letting go, so they're not taking the hook. So we've got to be really careful with making sure that our hooks are really well presented, because it has slowed right down from our sort of electric start that we had with Fisher cast, that sort of thing. It has slowed down, but we're now facing with our stern towards the towers. The tide's now ebbing out. And you can see the water is moving at a fair rate. Not massive tides today, that's only a 3.5, 3.6 tide, so there's not going to be a huge amount of water run, but there is this sort of, bear in mind there's basically hardly any wind. We've got this northeasterly swell coming in from that direction over there. That's just big old lumps that have been building for the last week or so. We've had that wind direction, so it's a bit lumpy and a bumpy, but it's all right. We're having a nice day out on the water, and we're just waiting for one of these rods just to take off. Any minute now. Any minute now. It will happen. But we've got plenty of elastic on the crab, so as we're baiting up, we make sure that the hook point is really, really prominent. So normally we can just come out here, wrap it up and then chuck it out, but for some reason, maybe it's the low water movement, they're being really, really finicky, so I'm just picking at it. Crabs are coming back sort of picked upon, all the hermits having their sacks taken off. But up our fishing game a little bit. And just as we say that, that left hand rod there's had a bang on it. There it goes, there it goes. Gonna let it take it. There it goes.
Swallow it. You want to take it. Swallow it. Swallow it. What? Get on there, please. Get on that fish. There it is. That is. There it is. I don't think it's there. Yes, it is.
That's there.
Go on, Eddie. Go on, Eddie. Go on, Eddie. What's that?
And just like that. That's the side of the boat. That didn't bite down on it. That was literally holding onto it. That's what I mean with having the hook point out like that. So it's nice and proud. But that didn't fight on the way in, and that's just hanging onto the crab.
Was that a little hound?
That was a hound, yeah. Hound, probably a couple of pounds.
Very finicky dog.
Because outside the boat, just let its mouth go, and there you go.
Exactly what we were explaining.
Exactly what we're explaining has just happened at the side of the boat. So we're baiting up. All we're doing, a tiny little bit of crab, because these hounds, they don't like big baits. And making sure that hook point is properly out there. And just wrapped up that crab. Taken all the old shell off, all the hard shell. Taken the legs off, taken the claws off, half a crab. And just got that hook point right out. Just trying to get them to actually take the whole thing rather than just come along and finically pick at it. There it goes, left rod. Don't just tickle it, take it, take it, take it. Just wanted to pick it up and go. It's only a little one though, isn't it?
Yep. Already holding on.
Possibly let this one sit on there for a while, it was picking away at it.
Just don't let it go.
Don't let it go.
Let it go.
Just had to let it take the hook. Fingers crossed it has. Doesn't feel massive.
Until it gets to the top of the boat.
But it is a hound.
It is a hound and it is welcome.
More than welcome.
Yay!
At last, we managed to actually hook one. Very welcome little fish. Still early in the season, we were just saying it's still very early in the season for these. Really. You can see it's only just lip hooked. But it's a lovely little starry hound.
Beginning of May is always good.
Not too bad little fish.
Not a bad little fish.
Happy with that. In fairness, I'm happy with it, mainly because I actually managed to hook one up rather than let it just pick away and miss it. Fingers crossed there's a bit of a run of them coming through now. Famous last words. Joe's fishing well. There you go. I'm gonna have to take this.
I'm going to have to take this. They might wake up now though.
Woken up a little bit now. Tickling around. They actually appear to be taking the bait now.
You might have got a bite on that. No, no, because there's a dogfish. And he's tagged all of his rods up. Oh. Let's cut that. Right, nice.
Oh, I've got a hound.
Have you? Hold on.
Hold the phone.
Hold it.
So we'll hook up.
It's to sort of bring both these rods in at the same time with one rod.
This is a bit of a mess.
Skills right there.
Can't buy skills like that.
With one rod.
But that is only just hooked.
Saves you having to reel them both in.
There's the little hound. Lovely glistening little hound. And the lesser spotted dogfish. Now I've got a mess to sort out. Bringing both in at once. Small little male. All muscle though. Lovely fish.
What are them little fish doing to you, Ed?
Up she comes. Another little hound caught in the scissors. Beauty. This one's going off, look. Look at this.
It's overcasting the fish. He's letting that one play.
Just make sure it's hooked. What we've done, we've sat ourselves in a bond hole.
Yeah, I
think for the last
I was overcasting.
40-45 minutes we've been overcasting, so we just dropped them off the back really.
Dropped them off.
And now they're coming out to play.
Yeah. We were overcasting the fish. Massively. We were very sad. Oh, that's a bit now. Well, I reckon that's the thing. We'll end up probably casting across a bit of fish. Very soon.
Certainly lively.
Certainly lively, mate.
Another one for us there.
Nice.
Similar stamp of fish for all of them really. A couple of pounds.
It's a male.
There's a male, isn't it?
It's a male.
Well, that's another glorious day out on the boat. We had probably, what do we have, Gav? 20,
I reckon about 20 to 25.
25 of those small hounds, one slightly bigger.
A couple of that ones.
Couple of dogfish.
Yeah. I reckon it's the 8 sort of 7 pound, the 6 pound mark.
And we're heading back in, but just next to the MSC boat, which is makes you feel pretty small.